Hi, you found me on YouTube at Wesoped. Today I'd like to talk to you about what used to unite us, what originally united us as Americans. The Constitution, the United States Constitution. Back in the beginnings of our country, at least up until 1850 or so, I believe, everyone in our country understood the Constitution. Even the children understood the Constitution. There was a famous writer in France, de Tocqueville. He came here and wrote a book, and that's what he found as he crossed our country. He found that all Americans understood that their rights came from God, and they were eager to defend and explain why they believe what they believe and the foundations of our country. And we have strayed so far from this, and what we need. What I'd like to impress upon you is that we all need to be involved if we are to preserve what we had here in America. What we have in America today, it doesn't really resemble the way it was started. And most of us don't understand that, nor did I understand that until I started researching it. And my research has taken me, I've got 15 years in trying to understand what's going on around me. And I can admit that when I started, I didn't believe the things I believe today, but all the things that I believe are based upon what I've learned. And the Constitution is available in many, many different forms. Here's a few forms right here. And most of them these small ones are all able to fit in your pocket. So you could carry them and look at them whenever you like. And there's larger versions. I would urge you all to pick one up, read it now and then, begin to understand what it's about. And remember that the Constitution, the founders wrote the Constitution based upon the Word of God. This is my Bible all zipped up here, but this is a Bible. And the Bible, even if you all aren't Christians, you all have to understand that the essence of our freedoms were based upon the teachings of the Bible. And our system of government was basically from Old Testament scriptures, I believe, and I'm not absolutely sure of exactly where, but I know people that are, and I don't have to research some things. I understand to be true, and our government is as close to perfect as we've found in this country, as this book explained to me, the 5,000-year leap. It's a miracle that we have that had this country at all, and that we have a written constitution that guaranteed our rights come from God. And this book here, The Making of America, both of these books were written by Cleon Skousen. And I've studied this in a class with a group of people for a year. We spent 4 hours every Friday night. I don't go bowling, I don't go drinking, and I'm not condemning people that do. I used to do a lot of different things, but I just would like to impress upon you that how much this has enriched my life and my understanding of the world around me. And our country, and I look at the people, and I know we're all good people, and I know we all have deep down inside we have a desire for things to go well, and for us to not basically ruin what this gift is that we have here. And I believe this gift came from God, and the founders of our country were definitely a blessing, and we've forgotten this because we live in a land of milk and honey, so to speak. Even as bad as we think we have it here, the rest of the world is. There's no comparison to what we have here, and they all desire to come here, and a lot of the reasons they desire aren't probably the right reasons, but they still desire to come here. But freedom is why people came here before, because they had the freedom to earn and keep what they earned, to actually own something, and their rights were guaranteed. They came from God, and the government's only role was to protect your rights. And even each state is guaranteed the same Constitution. Here's the Pennsylvania Constitution, which ours was written in 1776, the first one. And we have 4 different ones, I believe, since then. The last one was 1968. And every time they write the new one, it becomes thicker and thicker, which actually means the government is grabbing more and more power. It's not giving the people more and more freedom. And we have to be aware of this and stop this. If there's any hope to keeping our freedoms and leaving something in our posterity, for the future, for our children and for the people who come after us. And so I compel everybody, ask everybody to at least take an interest in learning about their their government and the foundations. Here's another book it's written by Frederick Bastiat called The Law, which basically explains that when the government can make a law that robs from you, that takes from you, it's not really law, it's basically legalized thievery. And we have a lot of that, and it's been going on so long we don't even recognize it. If you go back to the founders again, in this making of the Constitution, you understand where they came from. And like I said, studying that for a year, I've only scratched the surface. I think it's amazing how much there is to know, and but it's so refreshing because other people there are learning as I learned, and we're all taking action. And this is what has to happen in America if we are to survive. If the freedoms that we have in America are to survive, more Americans have to be involved. And that's what I wanted to compel to you to understand, that we need more people in the freedom movement, or whatever movement you want to call it, because they divide us so many different ways. Even within our freedom movement, you get the patriot movement. You know, you got they call you conservative, ultra conservative, paleo conservative. You know what? We're all Americans, and as an American, the foundation of this country is this Constitution. If we're going to stand united, this is what we stand united on. We can't. This is the only thing that really, truly, we should all be united upon. And remember, liberal, the people that like to condemn liberals, well, the root word of liberal is liberty. Liberty means freedom. Now, I would be the first one to say that most liberals I see today and hear today, they sound more like socialists than they do liberals. Okay, so the word that they've changed the language. Conservative means you want to conserve what you have and keep things the same. I don't want to keep things the same. I want to change things back to what it once was. I'm more of a restorationist. I'm a constitutionalist. So these words conservative, even though I know most of the people that call themselves conservative actually have the same ideas or believe the same way, but they don't think you could possibly turn the pages back to what it once was. And we can't, and if we can't, then I don't think there's ever any hope to have personal freedom. And America is the only place we have personal freedom in the world, or we have the most of it. And so if there is to be a one world government, then America has always been the target. Before the ink was dry on that Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, I can assure you there were people within the world and probably within this country that wanted to destroy this country and start to tear it down. In fact, I can guarantee you that's exactly what has been happening, and it's grown more and more. And here's a book that was written, I think it was written in the 30s or the 40s. George Orwell, 1984. Most people have heard of it. Big Brother. Where we're living, we seem to be living exactly what the man predicted. And George Orwell's pen name was Eric Blair. Eric Blair was a member of the Council on Foreign Relations. He knew that these things were going to come about because it was planned. And it was his little alarm bell that he wrote. And the other book was Animal Farm, and children could even read Animal Farm. I had it read to me by my 5th grade school teacher, and I'm blessed for having that done to me. So. Anyway, this is all I have to say today on this. Please check me out again at Wesoped.